Hi, so apparently I'm a YouTuber now. I'm Maz, and I'm going to talk about awakening and my experiences I've been through and all the challenges I've had to face, like whether it's addiction, mental health, family issues, all sorts of things like that. I'll be covering all sorts of topics and about the things that you go through awakening. Like, I don't know if you're just going through awakening or if you've been awakened for a few years, like myself. I've went through an awakening for the last, I would say, 6 years. I did start awakening, I would say, in 2014 properly when I started, because I was on heroin and methadone and drinking and medication and all sorts of things. And yeah, I did struggle with that, but I started awakening after I came off heroin, and yeah, I started living a better lifestyle, should we say, and because I was obviously just wanting to kill myself daily. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if you've felt the same when you just didn't want to keep going. Do you know what I mean? But it is part of just awakening. But yeah, I've just moved to the Isle of Mull, and I was struggling with my awakening for a good few years. I was in fight or flight or fight, if I can't even say it sometimes, fight or flight, and my nervous system was shot to shit. That's the honest truth. I went down every rabbit hole you could think of, and it got me nowhere. And if I can help you, have to do all that, I will, because yeah, I wasted a lot of years doing it, because when you go doing all that rabbit holes, like all the Epstein files and all that sorts of things, you come out and your soul is like broken. I had to stop. Oh, by the way, I've got three dogs. Two of them are here. One of them, that's Duke. He likes to snore, and that's Bella. I adopted her about a year and a half ago, and I've got Ziggy. He's through the house. He's the one that likes to bark. So if you hear any dogs barking, it's normally Ziggy. But yeah, I just wanted to have like a bit of a safe space for you if you're going through an awakening and you didn't really know what's really going on. Do you know what I mean? Because it's actually, it can be quite scary when you first awaken. You know, you learn that everything you've been taught is a lie, and you can't hardly trust anyone. Do you know what I mean? Especially the government. And I don't want to be talking this. Do you know what I mean? It's all like, it's all distractions. All that outside noise is totally a distraction from what you really should be concentrating on is yourself. Because I learned the hard way. As soon as for the last 5 6 years, I was trying to awaken people, and all it got me was hate, negative energy, and just a lot of backlash, and it wasn't getting me anywhere apart from like just it was just draining my soul, to be honest. So I had to detach from it, and that's the thing people didn't talk about. After you awaken, what do you actually do? Do you know what I mean? It can be scary. You're thinking, what do I actually do after all the awakening? And once you find out everything's a lie, like, what do you actually do? And what I had to do was I had to take my energy back. And it could be whether it's your relationships, it could be friendships, it could be family, it could be your work, it could be you could be draining your energy from, and you have to try and basically stop all that leaks, because it's draining your energy and it's draining your soul. I realised once I started taking my power back and stopped letting my energy drain from all sources, from any place, I'll tell you, I had to cut all of it. Draining friends, toxic family members. Yeah, just I had to cut it all, and it was the best thing I ever done. I even had to move. My soul was telling me I had to move. I was living in a small town called Aberdeen, and I'd been there. That's where I'd been brought up. And then I moved out to Aberdeenshire, which was a little village in Pitmedden, and I loved it there. I was there for 16 years, but I got a calling to move. I needed to be near water, and that's exactly what I done. As soon as I stopped, because I was really like with all the, I was doing reels about the, you know, all the corruption and all this, and it was absolutely draining me. It really affected me. And then as soon as I moved to actually like 7 hours away. I'm actually still in Scotland, but it's on an island, and it's called Isle of Mull. with my three dogs, and it was the best move I ever made. Do you know what I mean? They all talk about like enlightenment, and people think enlightenment is like when you're out in nature and you're meditating for days on end like a monk and all that. Nobody talks about enlightenment's actually cleaning up your dog shit. Living daily life, or either working or family. You've still to get on with daily life and start living. Do you know what I mean? And start being like the worst thing is when you start thinking about before like the past or the future or anything like that. The best thing is that I learned was being in the present moment right now, because you can't get anxiety, you can't get depression, you can't get anything like that because you're in the present moment. So you just start appreciating everything. Do you know what I mean? And you've got to just let out all that outside noise go, because it's not getting you nowhere but draining your energy. Because let me tell you, I wasted 6 years, and if I can make anyone lose 6 years of their life, I will. But since I've took my energy back, I've started. I'm an author. I started doing digital products. I am a Reiki master, teacher, and I'm a shamanic healer. But I didn't know I was any of that until I stopped listening to all the outside noise, until I started taking my power back and started concentrating on the in the inside world, because I'll tell you, that's where you should be concentrating on, because that's where the magic happens. Do you know what I mean? That's where the change really does happen. And once you start mastering your inside world, the outside world really changes. You know what I mean? Once you start choosing yourself and start putting yourself first, that's another thing. Because when you start putting your energy out to all this other people and that, and you're helping all this other people, you're draining yourself and you're not getting anywhere. So you really need to take your power back and start concentrating on your own inner world, and that starts manifesting in the outer world. As within, so without. Do you know what I mean? You start realizing that once you start choosing yourself, everyone else starts choosing you. Because when you start choosing other people and that, it's basically telling the universe, well, I don't really matter, I come last. Do you know what I mean? And that's probably what you've been used to if you've had a childhood that, you didn't, you wasn't sure if you was going to ever get loved properly, or you was walking on eggshells or whatever it was. You had to live in like survival mode. Do you know what I mean? But once you start being and start taking your power back, and that, honestly, it feels like the peace is unbelievable, and you'll do anything to keep your peace. Like, I will not let anything or anyone disrupt my peace. Now, don't get me wrong, there's still outside noise, there's still things go on in daily life and daily things that happen, but I don't give that power away anymore. Do you know what I mean? Another thing is, like, meditation was a big thing for me. I've been meditating for a lot of years now, and I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, but I meditate," and all I hear is chatter. But that's the whole point of it. You've just got to build up like 10 minutes a day, or at night time, just whenever's easiest. When you get 5 minutes to yourself, even a 5 minute meditation is just to sit in stillness. Do you know what I mean? Because your head's always yap 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 yap. It's your ego. Do you know what I mean? But you're not even your ego. Like we get told that we're this name, this body, this we do this for work, we do that and all that. But that's your ego. The ego has created this avatar, basically, this character, and you're not actually that. You're the soul. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, you get to learn over the years who you actually are at a soul level. Do you know what I mean? Once you start dampening out the noise, outside noise, and taking your power back, that's what it's all about. Do you know what I mean? And it's not being selfish. It's not being selfish at all. Because if you're like me, you was probably a chronic people pleaser, or do you know what I mean? I was wanting to make everyone happy, and it doesn't work. No matter what you do, you'll never make everyone happy. So why not make yourself happy? Because that's what I've done. Do you know what I mean? So this channel, I'm gonna just talk about awakening and what's helped me, and like addiction and chronic illness and things like that. I'll be talking about all sorts of topics. So if you're interested in any of that, give me a follow, a subscribe. It'd be appreciated. You know what I mean? But I'll be showing you, like, I'll be going out like walks in Mull and showing you like my sort of world and what happens after you awaken, what life can be like. Do you know what I mean? The peace, the bliss, the just everything just aligning. Do you know what I mean? As soon as you start getting in alignment, everything just starts clicking. And it honestly, I couldn't just. It's just bliss. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, all this outside noise, it's not getting nowhere, anywhere. I can't even speak, but it kind of, honestly, it's just wasting your energy. It really is, because I learned the hard way, and now, like, I like creating digital products. I like writing. I've got a book coming out. I'm co-authoring a book. It's called the Start Over movement. It's called Start Over, but yeah, I'm just saying, this is the things that's possible for you. Do you know what I mean? It's possible. Anything's possible, because it's just because we've been taught that we've got to work a 9 to 5 job. We've got to do it this way. We've got to do it that way. No, it's absolute crap. It's nay true. Do you know what I mean? Once you start following your own soul and that, everything starts aligning and everything starts making sense. Do you know what I mean? What you're actually here to do. Because we've all got a purpose. We've all got something that we came here to do. Do you know what I mean? And if you are awakening and you're finding all this news out for the first time, yeah, it is, it does affect your mental health, because I went through a lot of, like, dark nights of the soul, which is basically similar to depression. Do you know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with you. There really isn't nothing wrong with you. It's the outside world that's wrong, and it's just some humans are wired differently from us. Do you know what I mean? Some humans are just like the power, like the control, the money, even though money isn't even real. Do you know what I mean? It's only because us humans give the money meaning. Do you know what I mean? If it's only paper, it's just because we give it money. Okay, it is energy, but yeah, it's we've created money as something that we. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it is a scary journey when you're first awakening. But I just want you to know that everything is gonna be all right. Everything is gonna be all right. Everything's gonna work out, Ken. I was does. And basically, welcome to wanting to be reincarnated in this timeline, because reincarnation is real as well. Um, but yeah, it is. It's a scary process. Another thing is, once you awaken and everything, that you do get a bit, like, because it's so peaceful, you're like looking for danger, anything, scanning, thinking there must be more. You feel like maybe you're not safe, maybe you're something away, but it's not. It's just our nervous system recalibrate. I can't even say it, recalibrating. Do you know what I mean? Because it's been in fight or flight for many years, or survival mode. Do you know what I mean? You're like, this isn't real. Do you know what I mean? This cannot be how it actually feels, but it is. It's your natural state. Peace is your natural state. But because we've been brought up to live in fear all our life, fear of this, fear of that, fear of dying. Do you know what I mean? There's no such thing as death. That's another thing. Death is an illusion. It's all an illusion, because we are here as human beings, right? But we're souls having a human experience. We're just souls having this human experience, and we wanted to come down. We wanted to come here and experience this duality, good, bad, happy, sad, rich, poor. We wanted to experience it all, and people get annoyed when I say that. But trust me, if you've heard half my life story, like, do you know what I mean? I shouldn't be saying that. I should be saying it, but no, I'm saying it. Like, yeah, I wanted to experience all of it, the good, the bad, the ugly, the happy, the sad, all of it. I wanted to experience, and I'm very grateful, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be back. I wouldn't be here talking about, you know what I mean, helping others, like, especially about addiction issues and things like that. Like, I was at a point, I was homeless. I was in and out of rehab 3 times. I went to Narcotics Anonymous meetings. I tried everything. I was in hell for basically a good 30 years of my life. in addiction because I couldn't handle being here because I'd lost my partner, I'd lost my dad, and I'm not saying this is just giving you, this is just what I wanted to experience in this life, but I'm just giving you a little hint why I'm even saying, like, I lost my partner when I was in my early 20s to addiction. I lost my dad in 2009, and he was my biggest supporter. He was everything to me, and to addiction as well. And I lost my daughter's dad a year later after my dad to addiction. I done lots of things against my will when I was in addiction. I lost my kids through addiction. They had to go to my mum's, and do you know what I mean? I've had I asked for the full spectrum life experience. Do you know what I mean? Because I know myself. I was up there saying, right, I'm not wanting one of that plain lives where you just meet your partner and you settle down and hear the white picket fence. I was like, no, give me it all. Give me the full spectrum of it. Like toxic mother, the absent father. But my dad had addiction issues, and my mum as well. Like now I've came to the realization she just had her own shit to deal with as well. Do you know what I mean? I'm starting to accept the fact that we all had to deal with what we had to deal with at times. Do you know what I mean? Nobody's perfect. We're just taking this human experience. So yeah, it's all just learning this this lifetime, is it? It's all about learning and to awaken to the fact that yeah, life isn't perfect, but we have to make it what we do. Do you know what I mean? That's why now I say to myself, I've been through all that, right? And it's not through all that because it was just I wanted to experience it all. But I had all that experiences. There's no way I'm not gonna make something of myself and help others, help guide others, like with addiction issues or toxic family members, or not toxic family, but it was hard. Do you know what I mean? But it's just and mental health. I was on medications. I was yeah, I got diagnosed with chronic illnesses, fibromyalgia and COPD, and yeah, it's if I could help anyone, I will. And now I live a perfect kind of life now. Do you know what I mean? I live in peace, and anything's possible. Do you know what I mean? Because if I was homeless and basically a down and out, I don't like saying that, but that's what society looks at you as. I don't. I just see someone who's hurt, a hurt soul, and I do get a bit. Defensive about that because I don't see an addict. I see someone who's going through a lot of shit that doesn't know how to deal with everyday life because they can't deal with basic. I knew he would bark at some point. That's Ziggy. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, everyone's had a bit of trauma of some sort. It's just learning, and it's just learn how to like overcome it and heal from everything, because everything you can't heal from everything. Do you know what I mean? Ziggy is honestly, he'll be in the video a lot. The three of them will. Duke, that's a ginger one, and Bella, and Ziggy. He's the loud one. He's the one that doesn't like to be controlled. But apparently, your dogs are your mirrors, and I think that's about right. Because Ziggy, he's the dog that likes to. He's a watcher. He likes to keep an eye, but he's like Thrawn. He wouldn't do as he's told. Do you know what I mean? Likes it all his way. Duke, he likes food, and he just likes food, and he's just so comfortable. So yeah, it reminds me of me as well. And Bella, well, she's a little madam, but she's lovable and cute. But it is honestly, I'd be lost without my dogs. I'll tell you that. And birds, I feed all the birds outside as well. That's another thing. I love animals. And yeah, I'll be talking about my shamanic experiences as well. Because yeah, it's I just want to help other people and make them feel that they're not alone on this journey. Do you know what I mean? So if this is what you want to hear, if you want to come and basically sit in here, chat and a coffee and that, this is the place to come, because you'll see a lot more of me. Do you know what I mean? And I'll be honest with you as well, I suffered with really bad anxiety. I like really bad anxiety. Like people who knew me for years ago will probably not believe that I sit and do YouTube or Reels or anything like that now. Do you know what I mean? Because I suffered really bad. I thought, do you know what I mean? It was just because my nervous system was shot. But once I started healing myself and healing visibility wounds, because I was probably crucified in a few lifetimes for being a witch and a shaman and shit like that. Do you know what I mean? So this lifetime, I'm like, no, here I am. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's anything is possible, is what I'm saying. From coming from what I've came from to now, even sharing my story as well. Like I'll be sharing my story about how I got here and like addiction stories and awakening stories and letting you see around this little island. It's honestly the most beautiful place I've ever been. It's absolutely stunning. But yeah, I just thought I'd come on and do a bit of a here I am. This is my YouTube, and I'm just gonna start sharing daily about different topics. It could be about awakening, and it could be about healing. It could be about shadow work. It could be about anything, anything. Honestly, anything. You know what I mean? Anything goes in this corner of YouTube. So you're more than welcome, and if you're new. Comment below, say hi. Let's build a sort of little community of like-minded people who's on the same sort of path, who want to change their life and who are sick of working a 9 to 5 job, and or they've got addiction issues and want a bit of clarity that you're not alone and you can get better. And yeah, it's honestly but if you like what you hear, just give us a subscribe, and I'll be grateful to have you. And yeah, that's Bella says hello, and Duke says hello, and Ziggy, he's floating about somewhere. But yeah, take care. Have a nice day.